Spatula works good too, but I enjoy abusing the non-stick. I put it in the dishwasher. I use knives and forks on it. The baby screams in the background. Okay, so an ingredient that I did not mention earlier, but that you're gonna need, is sazonador total. Actually, I just bought this the other day, and I like it. It's got everything that I use. And if you want an exact amount, you just gotta look at it. I would say you just lightly shake it over until you get a nice thin, evenly coat on everything. Depending on how much chicken or how much meat you're making, you're gonna use more seasoning. But I'm gonna flip this over, and when it's cooked enough, I'm gonna flip it over, and I'll season the other side as well. But for now, I'm gonna let that go, and I like to leave it open like that. I don't even like to cover it, just leave it open. You're gonna be able to tell around the edges when it's done on that side, because it's gonna start getting a little crispy, and it's gonna turn like a nice golden color, like right on the edges. Right now it's not done, obviously, we just threw it on there. But once it starts getting crispy, we flip it over, and chicken is done pretty quickly. All right, let's move on to the next thing. All right, and the rice just popped up, and it is 8:54. All right, so our rice has popped up to the warm. So it's actually going to be cool and sit there and stay warm until we need it. So we don't have to do anything to it. It's going to stop cooking. I've turned on the back burner because I'm going to cook my fish in a few moments. But before I cook the fish, I did tell you that I was going to show you how to do the traditional sushi. Now, before you do anything, you're going to want to find a nice piece, a nice side like that has a nice thick enough chunk that you can actually take off. So like if you look at it, the best place is here right on the edge. I can just slice right down and get a nice line there. I'll show you what I'm talking about. Now the rest of the directions for the sushi are going to be the same in preparation in the end. See how nice that piece is? Now you just cut that right off. Getting through the skin is sometimes hard. It separates from the skin pretty easily, but cutting through it is sometimes difficult. This is actually a perfect size piece, and you'd want it to be about that long, and again, about ½ inch thick. So now I'm going to show you how to cook it, because I'm not going to eat it raw. I'm going to cook it now. Okay? And if you wanted to make sashimi, those big pieces of sushi, right here, you would just cut this like that. Using the same sushi rice, you would form a little ball of sushi rice and just lay that on top of it, and you have your sashimi. You could also take a strip of seaweed and wrap it around the rice, and it would look like you got it at a restaurant. You probably cut that into 3 pieces to make 3 sashimi pieces. But we're going to be cooking ours. So what we're going to do, we got our burner back here on 5. I'm going to use that spray one more time. All right, so I'm going to spray the pan. All right, so the pan is heated up and it is sprayed. We are going to season the salmon with the same seasoning that we used for the chicken. It's kind of an all-in-one. And I should have told you what's inside this, because I did say it's some of my favorite seasoning. It's got garlic in it, it's got onion powder, it's got pepper, it's got oregano, parsley, salt, cumin, and those are basically pretty much all you need for any kind of meat that you want to season. So you season that, and you're going to put it in the pan, season side down first. If you put the skin side down first, your skin will stick to the pan. Guaranteed. And then getting it off is a pain in the neck because it just sticks. Even if you've got non-stick, it sticks. So we're going to let that cook. We're going to bring that back up to about a 4.5. And I'm going to put a lid on that. Lid on there. We're going to let that go. Chicken, as you can see here, we've upgraded to a fork. I've put the knife away. We're gonna flip this over, and yeah, nowhere near done. We're gonna crank up the heat to a 6, and I am gonna put a lid on top of that now. I changed my mind. And I don't have a big lid, and you can do that in case you didn't know. Alright, so let me clean up my mess I made over here, and we'll get started with the preparation of the ingredients of the sushi. Alright, first things first, we want to get our rice out of the rice cooker, and we want to get it into our bowl. Alright, so we got the rice into our bowl, and this is the spoon that actually came with the rice cooker, and it's perfect because you will need to be spreading out the rice later on, and it actually works really good. So what you want to do, you kind of want to get some air in there, you want to mix it up and kind of air it a little bit. Now, the rice vinegar, this is where the rice vinegar comes into play. If I had to measure, I would say this would be about two and a half, maybe 3 tablespoons of what I just put in there. The smell is really strong. It's vinegar. It's what it's going to do, mix it up. What it's going to do is going to coat each grain of rice. Its smell is really strong, but it's going to give it kind of like a sweet flavor, and it's going to change the texture of the rice even more. This is a sticky rice. It's not going to look like long grain rice that you're used to. Most of the grain rice that you eat is either like a medium grain to long grain, and a lot of Spanish, eating Spanish food is the extra long grain. So it's a little different than what you're going to be used to. This is a short, sticky rice, short grain rice. And this, it's delicious. You don't even have to use it just for sushi. It's good with beans, believe it or not. We ran out of some extra long grain rice, and we improvised by using this, and it was delicious. It's got a different flavor, but it came out perfect. The rice cooker always makes it perfect. Rice can be one of the hardest things to make, and believe it or not, it's the truth. So you're gonna let that kind of air out, kind of flatten it out a bit, let it chill out just for a few minutes while you're getting everything else ready. Because now we got to cut up our cucumber, we've got to get our avocado slices ready, whatever else you want to put in your sushi. Alright, so we're making the California rolls tonight, which are avocado, cucumber, salmon. There are many other different ingredients that you can put in yours. Some people like to put celery to add like that little crunch. It gives its own flavor, which is really good. Anything that's going to up the texture in the food is going to make it much better. So let's get started with the avocados. The best and easiest way to open an avocado is you just kind of want to get your knife halfway down, and you're going to stop it when you feel the nut on the inside of there. You're just going to rotate the knife around, being careful not to cut yourself, obviously, until you get back to where you started. Take out the knife, twist, and that is a perfect avocado. You saw us earlier in Stop and Shop choosing the perfect avocado, and it's going to be an avocado that is just, you can actually see this is good. If you come in a little bit, you can see the firmness that you want it. You don't want it too mushy, but you want it to be able to move a little bit. Now, you want to take your knife, catch it in the middle, dig it down a little bit, and turn. Now you can remove this from your knife, and you've got 2 paths that now you can cut. This is how I like to do mine. Don't cut your hand underneath. Feel the skin on the inside of the avocado and don't go through it. It's a little tricky. Try it with a butter knife if you don't feel safe doing it with a sharp knife. I'm going to do it with this one too. Okay. And I'm just going to do one for now, because I don't want to waste it if I don't need it. And it is ready to get flipped over. Alright, so now, I mean, they're pretty much cooked. We're just going to turn this down. Let's turn it off. Okay? Little sprinkle of seasoning. Not much. It's already got the flavor. Just a little. Ta-da. Chicken is done. Chicken part of it's done. I'm just going to return the lid just to kind of keep that heat in there. But that's that. Let's take a look at the salmon. Let's see how we're doing. Oh, that is good. Let me grab a spatula. Flip that baby over. I use my... Oh, could have been a smoother transition to flip it over, but... where would the fun be in that? And the lid goes back on. And we're going to let that cook, and we're going to continue cutting our avocado and cucumber. I'm going to show you what to do with that right. Alright, cool trick with the avocado. You saw how I sliced it down the middle. Now you're just going to take a spoon. You're going to go inside, and you're just going to empty it out. This is how you get those cool slices of avocado like that. In case you were wondering how people were doing that in the magazine. You know, the nice display of the food. You can fan it out and make it look really cool. That's how you do it. Simple. Super simple. Now, you can actually grow an avocado tree if you wanted to by taking this little guy and dropping him in a little bit of water. I never tried, but... Cucumber. What we want to do with this. Cut off the end. Cut it in half. We're going to discard those. What you want to do is go right down the middle. Right down the middle again. And then just little strips. Oh, that smells so good. That is very good. Cucumber is a great snack if you're trying to diet. Alright, so we've got the teaspoon of wasabi, and seriously, see that little drop of water? That may have been too much. Turns out it wasn't. Okay, so you're going to just keep mixing this. You want it to look like this. You want it to be a paste, like that. And, oh, that smells strong. You can smell it. I may not need to add any more water. See that consistency? That's what you want. But there's no way that this is enough for me and my husband. So I'm going to add the powder first. You can't add the powder to water and make it thicker for some weird reason. You gotta add water very slowly. Just a tiny drop. Oh, I think I messed it up.